for people who don't know, you have a tattoo on your face that says sobriety is your superpower.
Yes.
So did you have a addiction issue, and at what point in time? Because I feel like that's one thing that's like the hardest thing to kind of get wrangled.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I battled drug addiction and alcohol addiction for a while. It's been better obviously over the course of me getting my deal and moving around and having to really, really clean up my health and stuff like that. I really started going to the gym a lot, I was destroying myself, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What were your like drugs of choice?
Man, I was doing everything. I was mixing the mastering a lot. I was like, hella opioids, you know what I'm saying? Man, But then it also didn't help that being in psychiatric wards where like I had
Where they medicate you?
Yes, and I was a part of my release. Like if you don't take this shit, then you're gonna come back.
You're gonna come back.
Yeah, so I was
so
already
you're numbed up anyway.
Yeah, I already had access to a lot of the shit that they were. Motherfuckers, I was hearing people rap about shit. I'm like
I got a prescription for this.
I'm like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, this is about to work in my favor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But over the course of time, I'm like, I am destroying myself, man. And once I started moving around with tech, I would say the tours with Insane were pretty fucking dope. But then when I got on the road with tech, man, and I'm like, oh, this is serious. You really have to be able to manage your
Well, yeah, you come in on the label like when things are cleaned up. There's the rule book.
Yeah,
Tech's sober.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah,
who knows what would happen? You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But being out there on that road, man, I learned really, really quick. I'm like, man, if you don't have self-control in this shit, it will tear
Especially on the road, man, because you got fans who bring you shit.
everything. I didn't have to ask for nothing.
Yeah.
It just falls in my lap. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, anything I could ask for or even possibly wonder if I could get access to, somebody's gonna bring it to me.
100%.
And
without you even asking.
Right. You know that's what I'm saying. Like you just be, hey, I got this, meet me out by the bus. They just shower you with gifts and you're like, oh shit, And I'm like, man, I see why a lot of people end up fucked up, and that road gets hard to do and you missing your family life at home, your kids and stuff like that. And you might be going, it's always some shit that happened back at the home front when you on the road, and some people just self-medicate. I was a self-medicator, like
Right.
a motherfucker.
Yeah, and it's like you kind of probably feel helpless because you're on the road. You can't go like,
Yeah.
what's going on at home?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing I can really do about it. But
Yeah. I gotta, I'm out here chasing this dream. I gotta take care of the
and
home
paying the
front.
bills.
Yes, you feel me? And so you'll see some of the homies arguing with baby mamas in the back of the bus, or we all just have the moments, and then next thing you know, you at a show and somebody's offering you drinks. You like, fuck it, I might get drunk as fuck.
Right.
I'm gonna get high as fuck. I might go do a little bit of this. I might pop this, snort that, whatever the fucking case may be. And 50, 60 days of this shit. You know what I mean?
It beat your body up too.
Yeah.
Even just drinking,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
man, I like recently I realized how cooked I am because I had I went to a Clips concert in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Clips.
And I had a tall can of a seltzer, a White Claw.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I drank. I woke up the next day and I felt like I got fucked up the night before. I was like, yo,
man,
what the fuck is
man?
I've turned this corner of age where
Mm-hmm.
I really can't drink and not feel like absolute horseshit
Mm-hmm.
and have it affect my entire next day.
Yep. Back in the day, it was get back up,
drink some more.
smack a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
drink some more to feel better. Yeah, it's nothing. Eat some cold ass Popeyes chicken that was left out, and we on the road again.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now you've had, you mentioned it a little bit earlier. You're very transparent with your music in terms of just the mental health advocacy and the things that you've been through.
Yes, sir.
You have been in, like you said, psych ward earlier.
Yes.
You've had
Yes.
suicide attempts.
Yes.
Take me through that journey of your low points in life and what happened and how those. Obviously, it's to go from that to being a successful artist.
Mhm.
It's not an easy journey. So what? Take me to the lows of life. Like what was going on back
Yeah,
then?
man. Like there was a lot of just I'll say first, I didn't know what accountability was for sure. And I learned that going through a lot of shit, I had a lot of wild ass trauma as a child, which obviously I feel like a lot of us do, and it gets normalized, which I feel like is bullshit. But going through a lot of the stuff that I went through, I started to to destroy. I allowed it to destroy myself. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you're depressed and you don't want to acknowledge this, or you have an addiction and you don't want to acknowledge that. You need to go to therapy. You need to talk to somebody.
Right.
You're manic. You got all of these things going on, and you just feel like you can just take it on yourself. You know what I mean? And it ended up landing me in psychiatric wards, like back to back to back to back to back. I was ping ponging between psychiatric wards and incarceration. So once I got to like very 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 rock bottom, where it was like everything, I got petitioned and put under the board of mental health, to where it was like there is no you checking out of this situation until we feel like. I knew it was real. I had to sit in front of there's like six judges or some shit like that. And I was like, I got a fucking public defender in a mental hospital. What the fuck going on? But they like,
Yeah, it was like all but jail.
yeah, you can not go in shackles and cuffs, and I'm telling them I'm sane and I'm not a threat to myself or society. And they're like, yeah, sounds good, but no. You know what I mean? Like, you will remain here until we feel like you are fit to go back out in society. And when you do get released, you'll have to have these certain conditions. And I was like, damn, this is fucked up. I'm like, this ain't even like no legal shit. This is just like them motherfuckers saying I'm crazy and I can't do anything. I can't get outside or anything. So I just was like, all right, this is my fault. I was like, I was one of them motherfuckers, man. I was like, motherfuckers did me like this, and
Of course,
motherfuckers
you
did me
blaming everybody else but yourself.
yeah, you know, and I understand, because shit does happen to us. You know, they say life is 10% of what happens to you, and 90% how you react to it.
Yeah,
I wholeheartedly believe that. So like all of the shit that was happening to me, I'm like, damn, man, like I'm this way because this shit happened to me. These motherfuckers did this to me, and but my response is getting, you know what I mean?
yeah. You have control of how you respond to that trauma or all that shit. That's
Yep.
what you can control.
Yep, and I had to learn that, because I'm like, shit, I don't give a fuck. People got me fucked up, and it's like when you sitting there, you know, on a 23-and-1, and you fucked up, and it's like, who do you have? Nobody's picking up the phone. I don't have my freedom. They forcing me to take pills. I got to deal with this case after I get out of here for some bullshit, then bounce back here. I'm like, I'm never gonna get out of this cycle. So I was like, let me just do the self work. I really had to do the self work. Let me go to this group therapy shit. Let me talk to the psychiatrist. Let me really try to articulate and find out exactly what I'm dealing with in order to get my life back on track. And when I do get all of this shit dealt with, I plan on never coming back to this motherfucker again.
I was gonna say, for you, was the prison experience or the mental ward? What like those are different experiences, obviously.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't do any time upstate. I was there for like holding and processing. I don't know why the fuck they did that, and they moved me back to county. I think it was because of like I had like a mild heart attack, and they moved me
How long were you in county?
for like a year.
How would you consider like the jail shit compared to
compared to
like a
that
mental?
shit is a cakewalk.
So you think the jail shit was easier than?
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, because
You probably are literally
yeah.
in there with crazy people, right? Who deserve to be there.
Yeah,
Right.
And I understand it, because there's some crazy motherfuckers in county too, you know. But they, you know, they'll be moved to like, you know,
Right.
a suicide watch or something
Right.
you know. But like, yeah, man, it's tough, because not only are you dealing with what you're dealing with, but it's like you don't really get any sleep in there. People are screaming their fucking lungs out.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? There's people in there attempting their own lives. It's like it's really real. And I think what it did for me is, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm not as fucked up as I think I am. When I'm hearing these other people's stories and watching what they're going through, I'm like, let me get myself together. You know, because it's like I was like, the shit in the movies. I'm like, it's really like that. People are really. I learned a lot about not only myself, but what other people are going through. So I give people that consideration just in everyday life.
Right.
Like, damn, okay, I don't know what this person's going through. You just never know.